Yeah, I like this. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is August 8, 2018. Want to give a shout out to my man Prince. He wanted me to play some Gang Starr, Above the Clouds. Great song, my friend. Shout out to my man out in France. All my people in France. Much love to all of you people. What's good? You know what's going on. Markets are down crazy. And we're going to talk about the ETF. Did not pass, or it got delayed, I should say, until September now. That's probably the only thing we're going to talk about today because I have a lot to cover regarding that. I have an article we're going to read first, and then I'll give you my two Satoshis. But first, I want you guys to get over to cryptoblood.io. I'm not trying to sound salesy, used car salesman-ish, but you need to have something like this more than ever. I believe until December, and we'll get into why. But $2.99, 3 months. We've been out of this markets for the last 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. So we're missing all of this. We'll be accumulating more tokens and coins when we go long soon, hopefully. Well, not hopefully. When the market has bottomed, we would love to get back in the market. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, $2.99, 3 months. This will be closing next Wednesday, August 15th. So you guys got 7 days to get your ass in this room and start making some money. But let's take a look at that market cap really quickly. We're sitting at $220 billion. Bitcoin's dominance 48.9. You might as well just say 49%. Enormous losses here we got, people. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has shed 11%. Ethereum 11%. Ripple 19, Bitcoin Cash 17, EOS 21. So we're losing a lot of market cap and price in all of these coins. And as you can, of course, notice, the alts are getting hit harder than Bitcoin because we have most of everyone leaving the alts, going into Bitcoin and then selling from there. You know, a lot of derivative trading going on, people buying, selling, shorting, covering. So let's take a look at this. I told you guys if we stayed above this dotted line, we maybe try to take a move to the upside. However, we broke the 6,600 area, and now we're at the last line that I have drawn in the sand, 59-ish. I'm sure we're going to test that. And if we go through that, then of course the last low of 57.90 area is our last saving grace before we take a tumble, probably I would say into the 4,000s. Just gonna be honest with you. So it may get ugly here. It definitely may get ugly. So brace yourselves. Again, I'm hoping that we can hold this 58-ish area, 57, 58 area. Just roughly, it depends on what exchange you're looking at. I'm on Bitstamp. So again, between 57 and 58, I'm hoping we hold. We'll keep an eye on it. So the first and only article for today is out of BitcoinNews.com. SEC stalls Van Eck Solid X Bitcoin ETF till at least September 30th, 2018. I didn't get a chance. I know this came out yesterday, guys. I didn't get a chance to do it because the news came out after I did my video. I did tweet out the information, the late breaking news. But let's take a look at this article. The highly anticipated decision on the Van Eck Solid X Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund ETF has been stalled until at least September 30th, according to an announcement from the SEC on August 7th, which was yesterday. The Bitcoin market dropped from 7,100 to less than 6,600, and we're right now. And honestly, we hit as low as earlier today. I was short, but we hit as low as 6,100 area on Bitcoin. So we dropped 1,000 points in 24 hours. And it goes on to say here, as the Bitcoin community can now clearly see that a Bitcoin ETF will not be approved by the SEC anytime soon. This particular Bitcoin ETF was the main reason behind the speculative rally in July that pushed Bitcoin prices up to 8,500 from lows of less than 6,000. Now it appears the market is on track to erase all of those gains. The rally initially halted when the SEC issued a 92-page rejection letter for the Winklevoss Twins Trust ETF, which is much like the Van Eck Bitcoin ETF. In the lengthy rejection letter, the SEC detailed how the Bitcoin market was too volatile and unregulated to be the basis of an approval. So it goes on to say here, the ultimate message is that no matter how well put together these ETFs are, they stand no chance of being approved under the current administration. Over 1,300 comments were submitted to the SEC regarding the Van Eck Solid X Bitcoin ETF, mostly favorable, but they had no impact on SEC's decision to delay the ETF decision today. The SEC has the power to delay the decision all the way until March of 2019. I thought it was up until December. It looks like it's up until March of 2019. Under their laws, and the expert who made the calculation expects the SEC to extend the decision deadline to the maximum. I agree. I think they will too. All things being equal, in March 2019, the SEC would likely simply reject this ETF. I don't think so. I do think that they'll kick the can. This is what these government agencies do. They kick the can until they can't anymore. And they'll make a decision. I think by March of 2019, we will know and will get an ETF pass, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But we priced in, the markets got a little overzealous, and we priced in seeing something tangible by August 10th, and so that's why we went to 8,500. On those speculations, on those assumptions. Quite naturally, if we went up because of that, we're going to take everything back from going up that far. We're going to take all that back because now the markets has priced in. We won't see a decision for the ETF. This should be, to me, a lesson learned for some of you guys maybe new to trading or investing. You need an exit strategy in all of your investments, okay? Because what happens is you hodl until you're back where you are, and now you're sick to your stomach. The thing about trading and investing is it's all about controlling your emotions and keeping a healthy psychology. And so when you have a scenario where you bought at X, let's just say you bought Bitcoin at $6,000 and it went up to $20,000 and it came back down to $6,000 almost a year later, psychologically that's damaging to you and how you feel about investing. So to protect your psyche, that's why I've been preaching since last year. You can ask anyone who's been following me. Take profits on the way up. You can't scrape the pot. You can't get everything. So a lesson learned going forward for you guys is you can hodl, but hodl a percentage of your portfolio and actively manage the rest. If you're hodling, what is your exit on your hodl? You still have to have an end goal. You know what I mean? So you can hodl, that's fine. But where's your exit strategy with that? What price target is it? What date is it? Me, normally, I'm not really big on date targets for exiting because you're kind of trying to force the market to do something by that day, and it just doesn't work that way. So you should have price targets on your exits. You should have an exit strategy, And so my personal exit strategy last year, to pull out a significant amount of my gains, was $1 trillion to $1.2 trillion market cap in cryptos. We never got there. So I did not execute on my overall 80% taken off the table. I didn't get a chance to execute on that. But at the end of the day, I walk home not being upset at myself because I had a plan. It just didn't execute. So, but when you don't have a plan, you just let the mind just wander and make up all these scenarios. And if I did this, or I could have done this, that's when your psyche, you need to have a healthy mind state when you're trading and investing. And that's how you protect yourself with that. With that being said, all through 2017, I was taking bumps, taking profits, reallocating, taking profits. So I'm mad that, I wasn't able to get the whole 80% of the portfolio that I had at that particular time, take 80% of those profits from what I had left. But I'm not fully kicking myself in the ass because I did take profits. And like I said, I'm not trying to sound like I told you so. I'm really not. But going forward, I hope this is a lesson learned for you guys. You have to take profits on the way up because you don't know when the top is. No one knows the top. Some may get lucky and sell the top, but the markets are, you don't know all the information to come to the conclusion that we're at a top. That's what makes markets. It's a combination of all these data points, all these psychological inputs, right? Joe Schmo thinks this is gonna happen. This person thinks that. So it's just a combination of all of that. That's what makes a market. You don't know all of those data points. So, like I said, you take profits as you go up, so you realize some of these gains. It doesn't exist if you never take profit. It never existed. So that's kind of my 2 Satoshis on that. I personally think, before reading the article, I thought that they had up until December of 2018. Now that I'm hearing they can delay all the way out to March of 2019, I most certainly think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be delayed until they can't delay any further, at which point I think they will pass it, at least the CBOE one, Van Eck Bitcoin ETF. I think that will be passed in March. But what do you do until then is the question, right? Well, if you are a huge hodler, you should be buying more. So if you're a hodler, you should be accumulating more coins, dollar cost averaging in. You can't just buy at 6,000, hodl with no exit strategy, and then it's back to 6,000 a year later, and you haven't accumulated more coins. If you're going to be a hodler, you gotta accumulate dollar cost average in. I think we're going to be trading in the range until next March. Now, there is nothing significant to me that will change where the sentiment. It's not even really the price, it's more sentiment. I don't see, we're having institutional funds come in, but that will be a slow roll, in my opinion, as far as price. And I just think it'll be a slow rising tide now. It won't be that accelerated move that we saw in 2017. Them days are done. Stop comparing the present to last year. That was an anomaly. You take a look, since I've been in Bitcoin, I take a look at all the years and look at 17. And 17 is the anomaly, not the other years. You really have to change. I can't give you financial advice. You really have to change your mindset now going forward. Hodling and just kicking back, it's not going to get you the returns. Now you got to work for them. So hope that helps you guys. Just wanted to give you my 2 Satoshis on that. I wanted to only focus on that particular event that happened yesterday because that was major. That was critical. And you gotta play your cards accordingly now going forward until 2019, in my opinion. Now we may see moves up, moves down. I think we'll swing between 2,000 to 2,500 basis points in Bitcoin here and there. But no clear trajectory upwards, in my opinion, until we get that ETF passed. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. See what I mean? I told you guys. The market has become dependent on the financialization of cryptocurrencies. And so when we don't get what we need from Wall Street, hey, this is what we can expect, right? It's your boy Crypto Blood. And guess what? I'm out.